Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Tips for Tackling Your Research Paper. Today we're going to go over what you should be doing and what it looks like when you start to find articles and read and annotate them. So you'll see I'm on the LRC's database site here, all right? And the first thing I did was I scrolled down. There are a bunch of good databases in here that you can use. I really like using the Gale databases the most, but feel free to, read through these other ones and see what you're going to use. You might want to come over to Research Project, click here for help. These are all really good ones, so you might click here. I, for example, am going to click on all Gale resources. Okay, and that sends me over here to the page of all Gale resources. Now I'm looking up stuff about princess culture, Disney princesses. So I don't need biographies, right? This isn't dealing with literature, so I'm not going to do that. So, when I was going through this, I thought, I'll check out global issues in context because I know that that's often a good source. And I also know that opposing viewpoints in context is good as a source. Some of you are doing things that deal with science, okay? So think about those as you go through. But I'm doing global issues in context. So I get over there and I'm typing in princess culture, a key phrase. You're going to have to tweak these as you go along because some hits you won't get. So definitely keep trying different search phrases. The good news about global issues is that you can do opposing viewpoints only, you can do global issues only, or you can do both global issues and opposing viewpoints. All right, for this one, I just wanted to stick to one, to my global, right? And then that popped up. Oops, I'm sorry. And then that pops this up. Okay. Now, I want to make sure when you do this, you skim over these articles first before you commit. Because this one actually sounds good. Still stuck with gender roles and rules, Lego for girls. Okay, so I click on it, get the article. All right, and I start reading through, just skimming over which one of you is the man. I participate in LGBTQ positive space train session. Scrolling down, fussy, getting my hands dirty, stuck in a world of blue versus pink. Men who come up as, and I'm already looking at this, I'm like, well, I really wanted to stay focused on princess culture, and this is really, I bet it only mentions it once or twice in the article, so I'm not sure where it's going here. I really, really, really wanted to talk about Disney princesses and things like that, and I don't see that here. So I'm getting out of that. I don't want that one. Okay. Women, please don't shut up, whatever you do. Like, there are only 4 here, so I'm going to go down to news instead and see what I can see. I'm going to click here. Okay. Scroll down here, like Princess Dana, don't know her. I'm sure she's great, but I don't care about her right now. Looking down, like this has nothing to do. I'm not caring about Nigeria. Love Nigeria, but not for my thing. Star Wars, okay. Oh, here we go. Why Disney princesses and princess culture are bad for girls. Okay, now I want to show you something here because what I've done is I highlighted, okay, I did the thing where you highlight here and to highlight, color, and left notes, okay, but I want to show you what happens if you save this to Google Drive because I think it's really cool to download to Google Drive. Okay, this is what it looks like when you have it in Google Drive. So it keeps the colors you've highlighted it in there. You notice I did different colors, all right? But then it smudges your notes all the way to the end. So I don't know if you like that or not. When I was doing this, I was like, I don't really like that. I'd like my comments right on the side. So okay, I'm not going to do that for this one I found. I found another one that I'll walk you through. And this is Princess Culture. It's pink, but it's not a pretty picture, okay? So I'm going to just download this right away to Google Drive. You want to make sure that you get the right Google Drive here. Nothing's happening. Anybody? Let's try this one more time. Download. Nope. Not working. Well, I'll show you that part later. If you do manage to download it to Google Drive, Notice when you go into My Drive, okay, just click on Recent and see right here it is. So you can find that pretty easily. All you need to do is type in the title of the article, okay? So now that you know that what it looks like in here, decide if you want to do it before or after. It will only save it once. So if you download it to Google Drive after you've made comments but then make more, it only saves it once. So whatever's in there when you save it's what's in. So let's take a look at this article on princess culture. It's pink, but it's not a pretty picture. When you're researching this week, you don't want to come to any conclusions just yet, all right? Before you make your thesis statement, you want to look at all sides. You really don't want to go in with a preconceived notion. So what I'm going to do is I'm thinking that princess culture is bad, okay? So anytime I find something that says princess culture is bad, I'm going to highlight it in pink. Anytime I find something that says princess culture is good, I'll highlight it in green. And anytime it's just something interesting that I want to take note of, but I'm not sure where it flows, I'll keep it with yellow so that later it can help come back to it. Okay, so I'm reading this. And just pretend I've been reading this, just pretend I've been reading this, just pretend I've been reading this. Here I come to something that's interesting, okay? One assumes that it's in their DNA that girls like pink and they go for it like heat-seeking missiles. It turns out that that's a new phenomenon, and 100 years ago, all babies wore white dresses. Okay, did you know that? That's something I could talk about later. Now, this is neutral. It doesn't really go either way here, does it? Okay, so I'm going to put this in, what did I say, yellow? Okay, and I'm going to leave some notes. So, like, pinks, blues, gender assignments are relatively new. Okay, it doesn't have to be complete sentences, just something I can see. Okay, when nursery colors first came in, pink was assigned to boys and blue to girls. Because pink represented strength and masculinity, it was seen as a pastel shade of red, God of War, and all of that. Okay, now I'm noting here like God of War and all of that. That's some loaded language, so you need to be aware of that when you're using this research. But I can highlight this here and say, boys used to wear pink. But, okay. I'm reading. Sometime in the 1980s was when marketers realized that hyper-segmenting boys and girls, making products that were targeted at one or the other, and if they were neutral products, creating general differences in them, sold more products. This is interesting, right? Okay. I'll highlight it. Oops. Highlight it. Do it in yellow. Companies started marketing things for girls or boys to sell more products. Okay. Scrolling down. One of the biggest sex differences in life is toy choice in preschool, so boys with trucks, girls with dolls. Scrolling down, point to a study. Oh, that's good. Girls with older brothers have better spatial skills than girls or boys with older sisters. There's a way that the exposure actually changes development, cognitively, intellectually, emotionally, for the sake of their future relationships with one another. It also seems that kids who have friends of the opposite sex when they're little have better dating relationships as teens. Okay. So I'll highlight that. Leave a note. Okay. It's better for both sexes. I should say gender, I'm sorry. Genders when they're exposed to other genders. Okay. Note that so far in my research, I haven't really found what I initially thought would be on my side. So I'm just getting information, right? I want this information before I can make my thesis, before I can state really what my side is. Okay. So hopefully that video wasn't too long and it helps you see where you're going and how you should be annotating. And as always, have fun when you're researching and manage your time well. All right. Peace out.